Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Hopefully, everyone's having a great day. We're only a couple days away from the weekend, so hopefully, your fun plans are coming into fruition pretty soon. Anyhow, I wanted to talk about today because Mother's Day is just around the corner, and it made me think about the days when I was going through my first pregnancy to have my first baby. And so I wanted to honor the soon to be moms and the moms that already had their babies. And I remember the days when I went through it, and I really had to be uh, careful on what I ate and how I took care of the baby growing inside of me. And so, especially because I came from a background with hypothyroidism, and that could affect the baby's brain development and as well as organ development. And so, it was really important to me that my son was going to get all the benefits of the nutrients and everything that I ate. So, one thing that I do remember at the time, and I still do today, even now that I no longer um, go through pregnancies. But what I did learn back then was I needed to drink a lot of, not a lot, but every night I needed to drink the what's called chlorophyll. I put a few drops of chlorophyll in my water. And the reason why I did that was because it would clean the amniotic fluid that the babies would sleep and float in, because the fluid is what they would eat and drink every day. But that also included eating and drinking their own urine and feces, which is a lot of toxins. Oh my gosh, every time I'm live now, I'm sneezing. So, that was really important because all of those toxins that the baby would consume would affect their brain development, would affect development of their organs and their limbs and their nervous system, their digestive health, the respiratory system, all the systems in the body that's going on in those crucial first 6 months of development. And so I would drink the chlorophyll every day. So when I would get my ultrasounds or those what are they called? Those 3D, oh gosh, those 3D ultrasounds where you could see the baby in like these 3D picture, real crystal clear. So the picture would always be very clear, very clean, so everything could be seen. And some of the technicians would even comment on that. Wow, your picture is so clean, the water's so clear, because they would talk about how when they would examine other mothers, that there would be things floating inside, and you can see the toxins floating around the baby, and the baby's eating that. So it's a pretty scary sight to see sometimes. So I'm emphasizing this because it does make a difference on the baby's health. um, One of the things too was I remember that postpartum, after my baby was already born, because I was a migraine sufferer, and after coming down from such powerful levels of hormones, natural hormones that are developed during the pregnancy, suddenly they start to come down. They start to just basically crash. For some, maybe it'll taper off. For me, it was a crash as far as the levels of hormones coming down, and that contributed to instantaneous migraines, the kind of excruciating migraines to where it was extremely difficult to function, especially when it comes to um, rocking a baby, feeding a baby, trying to get a baby down for a nap. It was really, really hard to function like that. And at that time, I wasn't aware that it was 80% of my hormones that was developed and created in my gut health. If I had known that, I would have really taken it further, a step further to increase my nutritional health and where I was getting my foods. But at the time, I didn't realize that it was such a high percentage on how much of the hormones that were being developed in my gut health. And it made a lot of sense because that also affected my thyroid functioning. And so, if you could think about it, I learned how I learned about how your thyroid functioning is a direct reflection of your brain health, your gut health, and even in your adrenal health. And so, which was eye opening for me because it made a lot of sense because of the fatigue that I would go through, the migraines, even affecting my vision. All of those things together um, were compounded because of my thyroid. And then my thyroid was compounded even more because of the pregnancy and all of the toxins that would build up. Hence why I made sure that I continued consuming the chlorophyll. And so anyhow, so now we're talking about, going on to, nursing. I had to nurse my child. I had to make sure that he was getting all the nutrients and the benefits he needed to continue growing and to have a strong immune system. Now, nursing, I realized that he wasn't getting all of the nutrients because I wasn't getting all of the nutrients when I was eating. I wasn't absorbing everything. So, everything that we eat, especially making sure that the foods are free of the toxic chemicals, and especially one significant chemical called glyphosate that's found in that product called Roundup that they spray the crops with. That is always the most dangerous because it's harder to break down, and you can't cook it off, you can't wash it off, and that chemical alone can penetrate through the blood-brain barrier. It can penetrate through the boundaries of our gut health, the tight junctions, which is the wall of your intestines that's supposed to protect you when your foods come in. It's supposed to protect you from those toxins and the chemicals, and from seeping through the small intestines going into your bloodstream. So I know it's a lot of science, but it's very important to understand so that the chemical glyphosate can penetrate right through the blood-brain barrier of our brain and right through our gut health. And so hence it starts to wreak havoc to our organs, to our cells, and everything. And then so what we're eating, the things that are toxic, like, I don't know, Cheetos, I'm gonna go get a burger from McDonald's. Maybe you go buy frozen foods and you zap them with radiation in the microwave, and then you eat that, and all that stuff gets into your body, and it goes to your baby when you're nursing them. And so, you know, things like that is actually detrimental towards the baby's gut health and the baby's blood-brain barrier. And, sometimes as development progresses, you'll start to see signs later on of maybe autism or ADHD, or, things where you see a child is not, catching up with his milestones as quickly. So these are things that we can consider and know that, oh, wait a minute, we have some control over this with what we're eating and where we're getting the foods. And so I just thought that it was something important to think about because, in honor of Mother's Day, mothers, we work so hard to make sure that our children are healthy and safe, to make sure that we're healthy and safe so we can provide for them, especially if we're nursing. And so I just wanted to introduce about organic regenerative nutrition, especially superfoods, because when you are consuming nutrition from regenerative soil that's organic, you're going to get nutrition that's chock full of the micronutrients and the macronutrients, so all the nutrients, chock full of that, to increase the absorption of these nutrients into your body, so that you're getting it, your baby's getting it. And so I wanted to share that because it could give you that peace of mind of helping your gut health to start to restore itself, as well as your brain to start to get the nourishment it needs to also restore itself, and having those neurotransmitters functioning optimally to do the job of connecting the brain with the gut. And also that the baby, when you're nursing, they're receiving that nutrition even more so through your milk. And that's going to help the baby's flora and the baby's gut development um, to develop properly, as well as their brain to develop properly, things to align as it should, the way God created this alignment, the way the baby is supposed to be made. As He promised, we're supposed to be whole and healthful, and we have to also take responsibility, meaning what we put into our mouths that X's out through our milk when we're nursing, or what we're feeding our babies that are already eating solids on their own, what we're giving them directly. So, consider including or adding some regenerative superfoods, organic superfoods, to fill in those gaps and to increase the absorbability of the nutrition, the nutrients into your body, so that you get that benefit as well as your child getting that benefit. So in honor of Mother's Day, wanted to let you know that there's a sale of a promotion, I should say, that getting your regenerative superfoods, you can get a $10 rebate, and as a gift to yourself and your child. and to get that nourishment that you can utilize and benefit from, and start to see the difference in your health, in your energy, and maybe even in your vision and your hair growth. Especially many of us, myself included, lost a lot of hair, more than usual when it came to nursing. And even though hair loss is natural, but when you're lacking the nutrition, there's even more hair loss that happens in the process. So I lost even more. I would find little, um, I would say, little bundles, tiny bundles of hair throughout my home. And it's like, oh my gosh, I've never experienced this before. It's a lot of hair loss. So I wish I'd known about these regenerative superfoods back then, because otherwise I would have been doing them. And then my hair would not have fallen out as much. My baby would be a lot healthier. He probably would even sleep better at night. So it was hard to put him to sleep. He would just be wide awake. He was not getting to sleep. So he would have had better sleep, thorough sleep. He would have been probably calmer, even though he was calm for the most part, but he had his moments of getting agitated, to where it was trying to figure out where this agitation was coming from, and that's the lack of nutrition. So had I known about these things, it would have been a different picture for us, and in development and in our relationship. We're close now, but back then it was hard. I was trying so hard to help him, and I felt so limited on what I could do. And of course, prayer. I would always go back to prayer. But so hopefully this information was eye-opening and inspirational for you guys who want to try something to help you if you're struggling with your nursing, if you're struggling to get the sleep for yourself or the sleep for your child, if you're struggling to even find that you're having that brain fog and you can't seem to get rid of it. So you're welcome to find out more. DM me or private message me for details, and I'm happy to go over this with you and create a plan for you to help you achieve the goals that you want to achieve in your health and in your baby's health. Okay, so have a great Thursday, and I will see you again soon. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy yourself. God bless you always. Take care. Talk to you later. Bye bye.